I am going to do a get ready with me. I thought it would be nice just to kind of do some makeup, kind of talk, chat, etc. I did grab minority owned brands predominantly. I do have some items I didn't have one for. However, I did majority. I thought it'd be nice to highlight as the beauty community, much like the entire communities around, are kind of publicity gets dominated on the white owned brands who tend to get bigger faster. So I thought it'd be nice to kind of use some minority owned brands and give them a spotlight. So I'm going to do my eyeshadow first. I am going to be using the Mothership, Pat McGrath Mothership 6. It does look like this. I have yet to really use this. I bought it and it was kind of, I waited a really long time to purchase it, and then I got it. I was almost like intimidated. I was like, I don't know what I want to do with this. So I thought it'd be fun just to play with this today, see what kind of look I could come up with. I did prime my eyes with Beauty Bakerie's, what do they call that? Instabake 3-in-1 concealer. And then I am using Huda Beauty, her, what is it called? This is a Cupcake. This is the Easy Bake Loose and Baking Setting Powder. So I do technically own the Juvia's Place powder. However, I don't have luck with that one. It typically leaves me very cakey. I think it's because I'm so dry. It just leaves me very, very cakey. So that's why I did not grab that one. First thing I'm going to do is I want to do a neutral tone and set my eye. Let me grab my color switch. So I'm just using my color switch to kind of get the color off my brush. I love this because I end up with so many dirty brushes from using different colors, so it's really nice to be able to use the color switch and not mess with it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this transition shade right here. I think that's the only light colored matte in this one. They're really smooth. Goes on, I mean, I don't know if it's picking up my camera, but it's the very first application. It looks like I blended it out. That's crazy. Her formula is so gorgeous. I have the two minis, the Subversive and I forget what the other one's called. I have those two and they work really well. They are all shimmer. They're yeah, I think they're all shimmer. Maybe satin, but I think they're all shimmer. So it's something that sometimes I forget I even own them because I do have to use another palette with them. So I like that. I think it looked really good. So again, I'm just using my color switch. I don't give the names on my brushes. I just think, for me, it's rare that I watch someone do their makeup and, you know, actually back up. It's kind of like swatches. So when I watch someone do their makeup with a certain brush, I don't run out and want to buy that brush because everybody has different eye socket shapes. Hooded eye, non-hooded eye, big space, small space. I just feel like it's not really one that does it for me. I have favorite brushes. My favorite brushes, I like Sigma. I like Jaclyn Hill's Morphe. I like Jeffree Star's Morphe. And then SL Miss Glam is probably my #1 favorite. But I don't go out of my way to name them because I think that everybody's eyes are just so different. It's kind of pointless. And with swatches is the same kind of attitude. Swatches don't tell you how it's going to work on your eyelid. It just gives you a perception of the color on my skin tone. That's it. So I think I'm leaning towards using this purple right here as my lid color. So I think I'm going to wait to darken the outside until I actually have that on so that I can maybe use this grayish color over here. So I'm thinking of using this and this, but I want to do the purple first. So I'm going to try it with a wet brush first, and I am going to use the Fenty setting spray. This one has like the finest mister I've ever seen on an actual like pump bottle. It's crazy. And I do always like wipe off the moisture a little bit. Actually works really well with the wet brush. I was kind of surprised, to be honest. I was expecting it not to. Not because of her form, just because so many need it. I think we do have a thunderstorm coming in, so I may have to stop filming and then pick it back up after the storm because it's not supposed to be a real pretty one. Well, to me all thunderstorms are pretty, but I mean it's going to be really ugly out. So that will affect lighting as well as my sound because of where I film. I want to go back in with my first brush and just smooth the top of that. I want to put more of that shimmer. Her shadows are so fine. It's almost hard to get them on the brush, which is why I think a lot of people like to use their finger. The brush doesn't like to pick them up, but it's a good thing when it's on your eye. So maybe application may change it, but I think it's really good on the eye because it doesn't settle everywhere. It just lays nicely across the lid. Okay, I think that's good for the purple. I'm not sure if it's picking up good on camera. I did go a little bit high, so I want to add some more of that warm tone I had on it. And then I want to do that gray color, so I am going to use this cool gray over here. Yeah, I really like that. I want to make this just a little bit sharper. And then this one just a little bit bigger. Wow, I really like that. So next I'm going to color correct. Actually, first let me wipe under my eyes for any fallout. I didn't see a lot, but just to be safe, I actually see almost none. I have kids outside the window like doing laps right here screaming. I'm like, oh, wishing I had a noise-proof room right now. Okay, now I'm going to color correct. I am using the Tarte CC cream. I don't have a minority-owned CC cream, so this one is not one of my favorites. It has a similar consistency to Charlotte Tilbury and has a similar value as far as amount you get in it, but it just, there's something about it that I don't like the way it blends in as much as the others. So it just dawned on me, I did forget to prime. So I'm going to prime. I'm going to try to avoid this area when I prime, since I did do my color corrector. And I am using the Fenty Hydrating. This one is very hydrating. It's almost like putting lotion on your skin, so it's really nice, especially like if you have super dry skin like I do. It just goes in and moisturizes and really just helps the skin start off in a better place. So it's already kind of soft and just well nourished when you start. So it is one that I like a lot. I actually went through an entire bottle, travel bottle, not a full bottle, of the other Fenty. Even though it wasn't my favorite, I panned it and was able to complete it. It felt like that travel size lasted forever, so I have a feeling, like if you look, I think it's like right here. I think this one will last me a really, really, really long time. So I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute. I'm gonna kind of blend these areas together. And it is getting dark outside, so I probably will be stopping soon to let the storm hit. And for foundation, I'm going to use the Instabake by Bakerie. This is actually my first time using this, so it'll be interesting to see. It's kind of a first impression as well. I've actually owned it for a quick minute, but every time I went to use it, something would happen and I'd want one that I use for a particular use. Like I would want one that is moisturizing, or I'd want one that is, you know, semi-matte because it was going to be a long day or something. So every time I went to grab it to test it, I ended up using something else. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to test it. I am going to do a wear test. I'm not going to do like tons of check-ins, but I am going to check in at the end of the day and just let you know what I thought at the end of the day and see where we're at. It seems to be a very moisturizing formula, which it is a, what do they call it? Aqua Glass. So it is meant to be a glossy type of foundation, and it seems to be very moisturizing. It's not a perfect color for me, but it's okay. It's a little yellow toned. I mean, it looks really yellow toned on camera, but even in person it's slightly yellow toned. I am seeing that this sponge is literally pulling the foundation off my nose, like literally removing it. I think I'm gonna get rid of this sponge actually. This is the third time I've had a problem. Nope, it's pulling it off my cheek. Let me go grab a different sponge. The storm is bringing humidity in, so I grabbed my actual original beauty blender, and I'm just gonna try to slowly fix this. Yeah, the e.l.f. I've had a couple problems with pulling up my foundation. I did it the other day in a review of the Estee Lauder Futurist, which should be up. I'll put it in the cards. It should be up by the time this goes up. And I just thought it was something that it was connected to that foundation, but since then this is the third time that's happened. And I'm trying not to go too much in my under eye because with color corrector and everything else, I don't want it to look cakey. There are certain areas I have to at least touch to make it all blend. And I'm not sure it's picked up on camera. Here is where the e.l.f. actually removes some of the coverage, and I'm having trouble to get the coverage even to stick there. Now remember, this is a first impression. You don't really have a good grasp on how well a foundation works in one use. There's so many factors that go into a foundation not working. It can be skin type, it could be, you know, it's just not good for your skin texture. So this is just a first impression. I like the glassy skin look. Okay, I think it's good. I think that I don't love it in certain places, but I don't think it's terrible by any means. Huda Beauty Easy Bake. I'm gonna go back to my e.l.f. sponge for this one. I like to use this to push the powder into my skin versus actually powdering all over the place like with a big brush. I like to just push it in. I do put it a little bit thicker on my nose whenever I'm having problems. I find this helps to kind of clean up any issues I was having. Well, not any, but small ones. I actually look a lot more powdery than I normally do when I use this technique. I think, again, it's this e.l.f. sponge soaking up so much. And then also, I don't usually use this powder. It's not my favorite. It has a very strong scent, and it's just not one I reach for, so I don't have a lot of experience with it. I've never had a bad, like, horrible thing with it. It just isn't my favorite. It's just not something I use all the time. I am using the lip bar. This is the Fresh Glow Bronzer and Blush Duo, and this is in Travel Bug. So the one I'm using is Passport Stamps. This is a shimmery bronzer. It is not glittery in my experience at all. It's purely shimmer. With this, a little bit goes a very long way. It's very well pigmented, so I don't need a lot, and I get a lot of coverage. I don't want just a stripe of bronzer, so I want to put it down where I want it and then kind of work it out a little bit. For blush, I'm going back into another lip bar. This is Fresh Glow Bronzer and Blush Duo. This one is Girls Night, and I'm going to reach another blush, which is called Champagne. It does look like this. If you saw any of my summer makeup, this was one of the items I highlighted because it is just really pretty. Again, it's very pigmented. It's a little bit, goes a very long way. So I barely touch my brush in, and then I work it across the entire area. I always cross over my nose and this little skin region right there. These are glowy brushes. Glowy blushes, not brushes. And they are buildable. And that's typically what I do. I do a little bit at a time until I build them to where I want them to be. I do always put just a little bit of blush up in my forehead by my bronzer region. I just think it kind of brings the look together. So that was the lip bar. For highlighter, I grabbed Colored Rain. I actually love Colored Rain's products. I use their face products far less than their eye products, but I do love them. If I can get it open. There it goes. This one is in Luxurious Bling. It does look like this. It's gorgeous. It does have a pink shift to it, so that I'd work with the peach blush pretty well. So So this is the finished product. I did not put any eyeshadow down here because I'm not going where today. I don't want to deal with the wash off. But honestly, I'm really impressed. I think if I'd used a powder that I use on a daily basis that I'm more familiar with, I think I would have had even more success. When you use a product on a regular basis, you gain better skills because of the familiarity of the product. And the Huda, I just haven't used a ton. It's just something that I just didn't really... The scent alone really deterred me. I have asthma and I have allergies, and I just didn't want to deal with that scent. So though I've owned it for quite a while, I just haven't used it that much. So I think if I'd used a powder I was more familiar with, I think that it would have come out even better, but I am not unhappy with this. Definitely plan to retry the foundation some more. I think it is a glowy and lovely like product, and I just noticed I have a bumpy line right there. There we go, that's a little better. So the other side's nice and smooth. Nothing like filming and going, oh, that's not nice. I did set my face with the Fenty Beauty. So that is my Get Ready With Me today. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you like if you like this video. If you like Get Ready With Me reviews and unboxings, mystery boxes, things like that, I hope that you will like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I hope I see you again soon. Don't forget about Makeup Minutes. Every single Tuesday I do short review blurbs called Makeup Minutes on different subjects. Have a great day, guys.